Hi everybody, I'm Corinne Smith, host of Celebrity Circle, where we talk about all things celebrity related. Today we're talking about Anna Kendrick, because she is my favorite female actor. Today I have the lovely Kenzie Cassner here with me to talk about the beautiful Anna Kendrick.
Hi.
I thought we'd start off our podcast with the movie she starred in.
Anna Kendrick has starred in many movies such as the Pitch Perfect series, the Twilight series, A Simple Favor, Noelle, and Into the Woods, for just some popular ones.
Yeah, I think she's a great actor, and in all these movies she does well with her character, whether it's being the bubbly Noelle or friendly Jessica Stanley from Twilight.
I think Anna Kendrick is one of the funniest actresses out there, and I'm a big fan of a bunch of her movies. She's got to be one of my favorite actresses, and I believe that she works really hard, and I really admire that about her.
Yeah, so I don't know about you, but my favorite movie by her is the second Pitch Perfect, because it's the first movie I saw with her in it. So I don't know, I think it'll always be my favorite, just because that's how I kind of got to know Anna Kendrick. But I like all of the movies that I've seen with her in them. That's just my top of the list, so.
Yeah, definitely. My favorite movie I've seen her in, she was really great in the Twilight series, but out of the Twilight series, I would say the first one, because she was more of a main, or more of a bigger character, I guess, whereas in the other ones, she kind of, like, her character kind of,
there's other stuff going on.
Yeah, there's other stuff going on, so she's not in it as much. So I really enjoyed the way she played her character on Twilight. So.
Yeah, and then of course we know she can sing, obviously, because the Pitch Perfect movies are about singing in an a cappella group. So, and because she's a main character in the group, obviously she kind of has to be able to sing. So I think it's really cool that she's able to sing and stuff like that, and I think she's a nice singer. Obviously, if she wasn't acting or a really big actress right now, she could probably make it in the music community, whether it be like being a singer or an artist or actually being a producer and helping with other people, because she's just really good at it. And then obviously, even after Pitch Perfect, in the first movie, she sings part of Cups, and then even after that she does a full version of Cups, and that was a really big hit. So obviously she has what it takes to do something in singing too.
Right, yeah, I definitely agree. She's a great singer, and if she hadn't joined the acting business, she probably could have gone to be a big singer or producer in the music industry.
Yeah, so Anna Kendrick is also in a lot of upcoming movies and TV shows. Some of them include Alice Darling, Unsound, and Season 2 of Love Life, and then obviously there's a ton more. She's probably working on a ton of stuff right now, so it's probably a lot of work, and she probably needed a lot of perseverance to get where she was today. So Anna Kendrick must have put in a ton of work to be able to be in so many movies and do so many things at the same time. So I say we move on and kind of talk about her rise to fame more. Okay, so obviously it was probably really crazy getting to where she was today. I mean, obviously acting probably comes with time, so it's probably easier for her to act now, but I definitely think it's cool because you kind of see how her acting changes, especially in movies like Pitch Perfect. But I think Anna has worked really, really hard to get where she is, especially because she started her acting career like really early. Like in her teen years, almost like the age we are today. So I definitely think she's worked really hard and deserves everything she has, and will get if she keeps working as hard as she's been working, especially because obviously acting and stuff in Hollywood and all that, it's kind of a crazy business, and there's always something new happening. So I like Anna Kendrick, obviously. That's why we're doing an episode about her. But I think she's worked hard and definitely deserves what she has.
I agree. She's very skilled and is a hardworking actress, and she puts a lot towards her craft, and I really admire her.
Yeah, she gives everything in all the movies she's in, no matter the role. Obviously, like in Twilight, she isn't even a leading role in compared to other movies like Pitch Perfect and stuff like that. But I think she did amazing and dumped her soul into acting in Twilight. And then obviously in Pitch Perfect, she had an even bigger role. Like plotline wise, she was more of a main character, so obviously that also boosted her, and she obviously had to put in a lot to get those roles too. But I just want to talk about her first movie that it was kind of her debut movie was in 2003. It was called Camp. And that's where people kind of started noticing her. And then 4 years later, she played a girl in a popular girl, you know, like all the people who think they're better than everyone and stuff like that, in a movie called Rocket Science in 2007. And then obviously in 2008 was when Twilight came out, which also just so happened to be the year I was born. Mm-hmm. Yep, probably you too. But that's when she was in Twilight, playing as Jessica Stanley, obviously. And then in 2012, the first Pitch Perfect movie came out, and obviously big hit. There's 2 other movies, so probably made a lot of money, and then that's where she sang Cups, and that's really, really where she blew up. And then obviously the other 2 Pitch Perfect movies followed, and then other odd movies too that you can kind of identify her in. She definitely has like an identifiable look, like not in a bad way or anything, but like you see her in a movie and you know like what she looks like, and you know you can be like, oh hey, that's Anna Kendrick. Now you're like really invested in what she's doing. Like when I watched Into the Woods, it was just for background noise when I was doing something, but I like heard her voice and I was like, is that Anna Kendrick? And you look at the cast and you're always like, I'm 99% sure that's Anna Kendrick, blah, 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 blah. And then you look at the cast and you're like, oh, it was Anna Kendrick. That's awesome. She's in another movie that I enjoy. But, right, like she's really identifiable, and it's really easy to see her in all the movies that you watch, so.
Yeah, like even in her singing, or if you're not like exactly paying attention to the movie in the background, if you hear her voice, it's almost instantly recognizable. You're like, oh, Anna Kendrick, she's in the movie, or she's in the song. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I don't even, a lot of the movies that she's in, I don't fully watch anymore. I more like listen to them because I've watched them a lot. Obviously, I've enjoyed a lot of them, so I'm more like listen to them. But like I can hear her, and I'm like, oh, that's Anna Kendrick. I wonder what role she's playing. Blah 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 blah. So stuff like that. It just makes her really cool, and like I think it's really cool that she's so identifiable, especially like for you and for me, and probably a ton of other people too by now. But she continued on. She started in Trolls, obviously, and then Trolls had its sequel world tour. Trolls is animated, so you don't see Anna Kendrick, but you hear her, which is another way. Like when I first was watching Trolls World Tour, I never saw the first Trolls, but I was watching the second one, and I heard it, and I was like, that sounds like Anna Kendrick. Is that Anna Kendrick? Because obviously I don't watch like Trolls. I don't watch a lot of movies like that. But now that I have a younger sister, obviously I see a lot of more movies like that. So I like heard her voice, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's so cool. She plays in animated movies too. And then A Simple Favor, I never actually saw it, but there was a lot of hype when it first came out around the fact that Anna Kendrick was in it, and then a ton of other movies by now, obviously.
Right, yeah. I remember watching the first Trolls, and I had no idea that she was in it. I watched it because my sister was really excited for it. And then I heard her, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's Anna Kendrick. And that was like the only reason I finished watching the movie, because I was excited to see her in it. A Simple Favor, I have never actually watched that. I've heard it, but it looks pretty good, and I might watch it one day.
And then obviously, because she's an actress, stuff like that, she's really popular on social media because of her fame. So we're probably going to talk more about like that kind of side of it next. So let's just move on to that. We're moving on to her social media, and also, I don't know if you knew this, but she wrote a book. It was, yeah.
I had no idea she wrote a book.
Yeah.
That amazes me.
I was doing research on the topic, and it was like, she also wrote a memoir in like 2016. I was like, she wrote a book? Like, I didn't hear about it. So I know a lot of actors and a lot of celebrities write books now. It's like memoirs, and like a lot of YouTubers do it too. It's like, oh, how I got through my high school life, blah, 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 blah. But I didn't know she wrote one. I'm definitely like really wary about reading books by celebrities. I don't know. I just don't always like them. But I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot. But I think also, sorry, this is also the social media topic, right? I just want to bring that up because I thought it was crazy when I found out that she wrote a book. I was like, oh my goodness, wow. It was like at the bottom of the article, so I don't know how big the book got or anything. But yeah, moving on, the social media part of it, I think she's hilarious on her social media, and like obviously on places like Twitter where people just like talk about random stuff and just comment on things. It's just, it really comes out. I mean, 7 million people follow her on Twitter, and they literally obviously they agree with what she talks about and all the jokes she makes because they still follow her, blah, blah, blah. And obviously everyone gets hate on social media, especially like celebrities and stuff, especially if something goes south. But I just think it's hilarious because it's not like she even says anything.
I think that she's very open on social media and she doesn't care for judgment, and I think that's what makes her really funny and honestly a great person. She seems like she'd be a great person to talk to because she's so funny and she's so open and caring and doesn't really care about judgment. Like, as you said, celebrities always get hate on social media. You can't really dodge it one way or another. And the fact that she just doesn't mention it, doesn't talk about it, is honestly just tells me that she's doesn't care for judgment. Is really open.
Yeah, and then obviously back to her book. It was released in 2016. It was a lot on her childhood and then her struggle rising in Hollywood, especially with how crazy Hollywood can get sometimes. It was called Scrappy Little Nobody, which, funny name for a book. I think it would kind of catch on just because it's a unique name.
Right.
It kind of catches your eye, like, especially if it's like a memoir about somebody else and you're calling it, or like a memoir about yourself and you're calling it Scrappy Little Nobody. Like, people are going to assume you're talking about yourself, and at that point it's like, oh my goodness, why would you name a book that if the book's about yourself and your life, right? And obviously it kind of makes sense because it was about her struggle in Hollywood, but it cracks me up.
I think it's really funny, and honestly, if I saw the book and I didn't know it was about her, I probably would still buy it because just the title Scrappy Little Nobody just attracts my eye, and I'm like, oh, that looks really funny or something. Yeah, like, I want to know what you're talking about. I want to read about it, and I would pick it up and buy it.
Some funny tweets that I found about her. I cut my finger and used a can opener one-handed. Then she said, I am Bear Grylls.
That's funny.
It sounds like something my dad would say because every time I do something, he's like, oh, it's fine. Just do it one-handed. Just do it however you want. Like, still do it. You can't get out of it. Like, I'll, like, cut my knee or something. It's like, we're still going on a walk. And I was like, I can barely walk. And I was like, no, it's fine. You'll get over it. Yeah. It's like, because I swear, everybody I know, their dads are always either, like, really walk it off or no, don't do anything about it. So my dad's definitely the walk it off type of person. So, like, I am probably a survival master by now. I could probably beat someone at their own game playing in a forest because I know everything about survival now because that's just the type of dad my dad is. Next quote, my phases of grief, denial, anger, cookie dough straight from the tube, booze, watching adorable animal videos to make sure I can still feel something.
That's fun. That's relatable.
Obviously not the booze part because we can't drink. But cookie dough always hits the spot when you're sad, I'm just saying. Honestly. And there's something about eating it straight from the tube that's like, wow. It makes it so much better.
Yeah, or even like just after making it. I remember yesterday I was just making cookies, and honestly, I probably ate half of the just straight cookie dough because it's so good. Better not cooked.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, cookies are good. Like, chocolate chip cookies are amazing, especially straight out the oven. But chocolate chip cookie dough, so good.
One step above.
Yeah, it's just better.
Honestly.
It's probably 3 times more dangerous, but it's just so much better. Like,
dangerous, but better.
Yeah, and then there's no going wrong with watching animal videos. I'm just saying, cats are cute, especially tigers. I don't know why people have videos of tigers. Like, I'll see them everywhere, and it's like, oh, look at that tiger that can kill you any moment it wants, but it's not.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
It's adorable.
Yeah, I'm like, all the big animals like wolves and like big cats and stuff, they're so cute.
Yeah.
It's like this animal can kill you, but it doesn't. It's not. Like, so cute.
Yeah, and that's why we watch adorable animal videos to make sure you feel something.
Yep, and then the last quote that I'm going to talk about, she released on Christmas, and it was, sometimes I feel like I could pull off the perfect murder. I'm not saying I would, but I think I could. Merry Christmas.
That is an interesting quote. We have no idea what makes her say these things, but it's just funny.
Yeah. Like we don't know what goes on in her brain.
Anything. She's just like, oh, I could pull off the perfect murder. Yeah. Not saying I would, but Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it's like, I can go kill someone if I want to, and get away with it and stuff. I'm not gonna right now, but Merry Christmas, guys. Sleep with one eye open. Yeah, it's hilarious to me. Especially because we don't know what happens in her mind, obviously. She's not us, she's not me, she's not you. So we don't know what she talks about, or like what goes on in her mind or anything. Obviously, she's a celebrity. You never know everything about their life. There's always some aspect that they try to keep private, but it's just, these things are funny, and it's like, oh my goodness, wow. Yeah. She actually has weird thoughts like everybody else. Like, everybody has weird thoughts, like, oh my gosh, I could do this. Maybe I shouldn't. I probably could though, and then you don't, and stuff like that. I also think it's hilarious it came out on Christmas, just because.
Oh, it's Christmas.
Yeah, so. Everyone's celebrating, family, getting gifts, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I could kill someone. I'm not. Bye. Have a good Christmas. Like, see you in the new year. Keep that in your brain. I could just kill anyone whenever I wanted. Like, basically, I died finding these tweets. They were funny to me. Like, they weren't like comedic, like how comedians always like say something and everyone laughs, blah, blah, blah. They were just like, oh my goodness, that's funny. And that, like, they all fit her personality really well too. And you can only hope she keeps tweeting stuff like this, because it keeps you on edge. It keeps you happy, obviously. The thought of murder keeps you on edge. So
And
you know,
it's just really random. It's just
exactly.
funny, especially when it's coming from like Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, especially from someone that you like you've known for, not known obviously, because actors are a whole different level. You don't know anything about them practically, but like especially someone you've heard of and been like following almost. That sounds creepy. I guess that is kind of creepy. You've been like not keeping in touch. You've been like keeping your eye on them, like seeing what they're doing in Hollywood. Yeah, which sounds really creepy now that I think about it. Which is wow, Hollywood's really creepy, guys. They won't just stalk people. Like paparazzi are basically stalkers. They should all go to jail. Yeah, but yeah, can only hope for more funny tweets, because it keeps us not on edge. Well, kind of on edge in a good way though. So, but anyways, thanks for coming here with me, Kenzie, to talk about Anna Kendrick. I hope you enjoyed yourself talking about her with me. Obviously, you're telling me that you really like Anna Kendrick. She's probably my favorite actress. I just think she does really well. So thank you for coming. And yeah,
that was great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. Thank you all for listening in today. Like I said, we just chilled with Kenzie Cassner and talked about Anna Kendrick. Next episode, we'll be talking about a certain Avenger, so look out for that. And go check out Kenzie's podcast next week. No episode this week because she was here with me, but I'm sure her next one will be killer. I hope you all had a fun time listening and maybe learned something new about Anna Kendrick. I'll see you all next week. Bye.